greatest war in history, 3.9 million warriors, and by the end, only 11 remained. The battlefield of Kurukshetra witnessed a destruction so massive that even time itself seemed to weep. But how did this happen? What led to such devastation? And why did one of the bravest warriors, Abhimanyu, meet a fate more tragic than death itself? Stay with us as we uncover the untold secrets of the Mahabharata war. The Kurukshetra War was no ordinary battle. It was a war of 18 Akshahinis, armies so large that their sheer numbers boggle the mind. 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants, 65,610, horses 109,350, foot soldiers per Akshahini. Multiply this by 18 and you get an army of nearly 3.9 million warriors, a force so large that it could wipe out entire civilizations. And yet, only 11 major warriors survived. The war lasted just 18 days, and by the end, even the victorious Pandavas stood among a battlefield of ashes and blood. But what if I told you that a single war strategy turned the tide of battle? The Chakravyuh, a formation so complex that even the greatest warriors struggled to break through. Only a handful of warriors knew how to enter and exit this deadly formation. One of them was Abhimanyu, the son of Arjuna. But fate had a cruel twist. Abhimanyu had learned the secret of entering the Chakravyuh while still in his childhood age. But before he could hear how to exit, Subhadra fell asleep, and so he was left with an incomplete lesson. On the 13th day of battle, the Kauravas unleashed their deadliest formation. When Arjuna was lured away, Abhimanyu was the only warrior who could break in. But once inside, he was betrayed, surrounded, and attacked mercilessly. Abhimanyu fought like a warrior possessed, but the rules of Dharma were broken. A lone warrior attacked by an army. His final scream echoed through the battlefield, and in that moment, Arjuna's wrath was sealed. But the most haunting sight in Kurukshetra was that of Bhishma Pitamaha lying on a bed of arrows. On the 10th day of battle, Arjuna, with a heavy heart, brought down Bhishma, using his divine arrows to pin him to the ground. But Bhishma was no ordinary warrior. He had the boon of Ichcha Mrityu, the power to choose when he would die. For 58 days, Bhishma remained on his bed of arrows, proving that even in defeat, he was victorious. And did you know that when the Kurukshetra War began, a solar eclipse darkened the skies? It was on this fateful morning that Krishna delivered the Bhagavad Gita, changing the course of history forever. The Gita was not just a conversation. It was the ultimate truth of life, death, and duty. And it was revealed on the battlefield of Dharma. By the end of the war, the Pandavas had won. But at what cost? The land was drenched in blood. The cries of warriors still echoed in the winds. And the world would never be the same again. This was not just a war of warriors. It was a war of Dharma. A war that shaped history, destiny, and the very fabric of time.